Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. and Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem testified before congressional committees yesterday, and things got a little heated when they were asked about their approach to the job. Take a look.
If you had a child today, would you vaccinate that child for measles?
For measles, probably for measles. What I would say is my opinions about vaccines are irrelevant.
I'm not asking you to give them medical advice, but would you vaccinate your child for measles?
If I answer that question directly, that it will seem like I'm giving advice to other people, and I don't want to be doing that. I want people to make
but that's kind of your jurisdiction because CDC does give advice.
And I want you to be taken seriously. Is this doctored or is it not doctored?
I am taken quite seriously.
Is it doctored or not doctored?
The importance that the president has given me to do
I understand. Is it doctored or not doctored?
One thing that's important to remember is that every single time a case is built.
Madam Secretary, I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I have a detector.
When people see this testimony, you think they're going to feel confident that these appointees are up to the task?
Well,
they can't answer a simple question.
This guy is in charge of the FDA.
Yeah.
It's basically the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, the Centers for Disease Control, and the National Institutes of Health. He's in charge of that. And then he goes on television and says, my opinions are irrelevant. What I tell you is irrelevant. Look, who am I supposed to trust when they give me a medication? I'm a comedian. I'm not the Board of Health.
Right.
So how am I supposed to figure out what to do if the government doesn't have a bunch of scientists and doctors in place to help me have a better, healthier life, and my kids too?
Yeah.
So what is he collecting a salary for, is what I want to know. Why is he being paid?
Well, his opinions matter because the only reason he has this assignment is because of opinions. He doesn't have a medical degree or any specialty in this.
No.
He's built his brand on being an anti-vaxxer that firmly believed in that. He ran the Children's Health Defense. He was a founder and former chairman for decades. He promoted an HIV denialism in his book. So he stands here today because of his opinions, and the guidelines that we're going to have in our schools and for our young kids and the vaccines, they trickle down from all the departments he oversees. So it actually really does matter, and I don't think it's a coincidence we're experiencing our first measles since it was a measles outbreak since it was eradicated supposedly in 2000.
Does anybody at this table know whether he vaccinated his children?
He did.
He vaccinated his children. Yeah.
But
so he's a liar too. And
well, and very recently, Senator Bill Cassidy asked for him to put out a statement calling for people to vaccinate against the measles, and he did put out a statement saying that. So then now that he's being confronted and can't say it effectively when you've had some of the first deaths in decades, especially of children in this massive outbreak in Texas and other places. But I think something that frustrates me in politics is in general, and I feel it in the Republican Party right now, is people will be like, well, if you want this, you have to get on board with this. So a lot of my friends are MAHA moms, Make America Healthy Again moms. They want our food to be better. It is a thing. But the way they would define it is the way they would define it is probably really different than how some might. They care about all these additives in our food. They don't get why food is better in Europe, why you're healthier, why they don't deal with some of the diseases we do.
Because of the lobbyists here in the United States.
But they say that this notion that this false dichotomy of you have to support RFK if you want healthy food, as opposed to any other health professional who start to tackle these issues. It's very similar, frankly, to Donald Trump.
Looking at the women in the view, they talk about the Secretary of Health and Human Resources, which is Robert Kennedy. We see that he was put on the hot seat, and they asked him that if your child have measles now, will you vaccine your child for measles? As the Secretary of Health and Human Services, what will you say? He could not answer. They look about Norm, also Honorable Norm Christ, of Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security. They also asked her a question about concerning Homeland Security, and she too, she could not answer. So the women in the views were just saying that they putting the people in the wrong position. When they asked Robert Kennedy, he claimed that I don't want to give an answer because I don't want to make choices for people. People have to make their own choices. So they were saying that you are the person who is People are not medical fit. They depend for medical personnel to know what they'll do with your medical situation. Why will you be there as a medical personnel or put in that position, but yet you don't want to say nothing? You're very wrong for that. No, you have to be able to do something. So that is not correct. So why is all this? Why is all this? And he was just saying that they were just basically saying that he's not even a medical personnel. What brought him to the limelight, he was an anti-vaccine. And they say he lied because he's claiming he's anti-vaccine, encourage people not to vaccinate their children, claiming that those vaccines give disease to children. But his own children are being vaccinated. So he's a liar about vaccine, and all of them just laugh. So they were saying that President Donald Trump is just putting the wrong people. He told that America don't qualify for many things. America have a lot of qualified people, unqualified people in the right position. So why we President Donald Trump not look for a qualified medical personnel and put in that scenario who can be able to back every medical question? No anybody. And Chris also why we not look for somebody who is qualified to be able to back all the questions? Basically, all you have to say, because people are watching, people are seeing, it depends on somebody with a medical background to give them opinion. You have music that just break out recently, and many children were dying of music. So they're asking, what will you do? Will you give your child music, vaccine, or you just allow the child to die because you don't believe in vaccine? So looking at vaccine, I would say that I'm a proof of vaccination. You know, some people say they don't want to vaccinate their children and they didn't vaccinate their babies. It's alright. Some babies, their immune system is very weak. Some babies you can sit without vaccine, that's good. Nothing is going to be wrong with them. But some babies, if you don't vaccinate them, any little sickness that comes will be the first. So to me, basically, I support vaccination. I will say that I'm physically disabled. I have scoliosis as a curve in my spine. When I was 4 months, I was born in West Africa, that's in Cameroon. People say it's Cameroon. Cameroon is closer to Nigeria. It's closer to Ghana. It's closer to Congo. Sorry. It's closer to Nigeria. We share boundary with Congo. It's closer to Chad. So Equatorial Guinea. So Cameroon is just close to, especially Nigeria, which is popular. Many people know Nigeria. That's the west of Africa. So I was born in a small town called Moya, which is the southwest province of my country. So when I was born in that little city, my mom went to the clinic, they call that health center, where women had to go and give birth to children in the 80s. So my mother, I went there to the hospital, and they said they did not have enough vaccination at that moment, that they run out of vaccination, and she can take me home, and later on she can come back. My mother is a peasant farmer. Then my mama cannot read all right, so basically she'll be having her children. Normally they'll give vaccine. I'm sure my eldest one, they'll be vaccinating them. I cannot tell you. In that particular period, basically she went and stayed. You have people even in the little local villages, and they do delivered, and no vaccine, and the children still survive. But with that, is difficult. So my mom, when 4 months later, I contacted tuberculosis of the spine, which made me to, it's just by the God of grace. They say when I was 4 months, I got so sick. Even when I got sick, I didn't come back normal. After 4 months, I got better, but I got sick. So sick. It affected my immune system. Even when I recovered, I walk. After I stopped walking. Let me see, normally my mother's children, she say, by 1 year, 6 months, everybody is walking already. The latest baby that walked was 1 year, 6 months. 1 year, 6 months, everybody have walked on their leg. So by then, I walk already. All her babies will work 1 year, before 1 year, or in the latest 1 year, 6 months, everybody's working. So let me say around 3 years, I got so sick. I stopped working. I stopped, you have to be a lot of therapy. My whole body was just weak, and therapy. Even when I walk, I never walk back the same. So it affected my spine. I put on braces. I struggle and I walk. So I believe if they could have vaccinated me, I could have been free from that vaccine. So I'm a big supporter of vaccination too. All my children are vaccinated. And there's some people say when you vaccinate children, they give, according to what Whoopi Kennedy have been saying in the past, he believed that autism caused because of vaccination. Nobody know why the cause of autism. They have not yet discovered it or say that. So, hopefully, what do you think? Do you believe in vaccination or not? Let me see your opinion in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and help share the video. God bless you.